And perfect, we are rolling.
Rolling. All right. Welcome back to Movie Talk with Heed and Noah. And today we have a special guest.
A very special guest.
We say hello, special guest.
So, in this video, we have been watching Scarface. Quite literally one of the most popular crime movies that is, or like mafia movies that is probably ever going to be released.
I honestly, I'd agree with your first statement. Crime movies in general.
Yeah.
So here's a fun fact about this. So I mentioned the last time I'd watched this was when I was like still a kid. So interestingly, I thought that this movie was gonna be. I thought it was a biopic.
A biopic.
I thought this movie was gonna be about Al Capone.
Al Capone. Oh yeah, the actual criminal.
Yes, I know you guys aren't from America. I didn't know if you would have known who that guy was.
Oh yeah, I know Al Capone.
Scarface.
Yes. So he was like probably one of the biggest gangsters ever, and his nickname was also Scarface. But his scar was like on the side. I don't remember if it was left or right, but it was on like this side.
Yeah, it was on the throat.
Was it like on his? So yeah, and I knew who Al Pacino was because I knew he was in The Godfather.
Oh yeah.
So I guess I put two and two together. Oh, it's about Al Capone. No, it is not.
No, it is not.
No, it is not.
It is about Tony Montana. And he is an interesting character to say the least.
Very interesting character. So we can go into a little bit into it, the story. You know, obviously this is a show about talking about movies, so I don't know if we've ever said this before, but spoiler warning for anybody that's never seen it. So let's just go ahead. So, this movie came out in 1983.
It feels like it would be released like in the 90s because it looks so modern in some weird way, I think.
Yeah, I can agree with that. With somehow the people are dressed, especially like at the beach. Yes, most definitely.
Yeah.
You ever noticed how every generation the bikinis get smaller, smaller, and smaller?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. They were small in this one too.
So Balázs, this is the movie you wanted to talk about. So let's hear you. What is it about this movie? Why don't we talk about the story, what we think about it? Let's just kind of get into the meat here.
Like the first time I watched this movie was like a year or two ago, and I know it just instantly got me. Like I was on this mission to watch every single classic movie that's like a basic, like a must see.
Oh yeah.
And this was on the top of that list because I only heard great things about it. And also in Hungary there's a hit song which is a little bit trashy, and the hook is literally a whole line which says Tony Montana. So that was the first time when I heard about this character, and after I watched the movie I was instantly a fan. Like in the opening scene when he's there at the police station, I'm already hooked, and like, okay, this is one of the greatest characters in cinema history.
It really is. It truly is. It is one of the greatest characters, but I wouldn't say Tony Montana is the most likable character in the entirety of the cinema.
Yeah, but he's charismatic.
He's very charismatic. He's very charismatic, but the choices he makes at the end really it really makes me want to hate that character, because
that's the interesting thing is, like, in almost any media about criminals, at least good ones, like, they are the protagonists, but they're not good people. Like, Tony Montana is a great character, but a terrible person. like I said, I watched this a long time ago, and since then I became a really big fan of The Sopranos.
Oh yeah.
Yes, love The
nice.
Sopranos.
I don't think I've seen The Sopranos, to be honest.
Oh man, it's great. It is television, but the way it shows mob life, and like a lot of people like claim, especially about like crime movies, you know, portrayal of crime in media, people will always say, "Oh, it's glorifying it. It's glorifying it." In a way, yes, they are right, but they're also not. Like, this movie shows just like, because what's the number one thing people always say, especially in crime? Absolute power corrupts
Everyone.
Luke.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, in the beginning, you really root for Tony, and like all of these crime movies, like you actually root for the protagonist. But once they get into the power and they get the money, then their true self so slowly starts to show, and we can see it in this movie too. Like after Tony is the boss, like, and then he truly shows how terrible of a person he is.
See, that's an interesting thing, because, you know, just like in crime, how, you know, Tony's portrayed as the good guy, but just think about all the quote-unquote bad guys. They started somewhere, most of them. I mean, they had to start somewhere, and then, I mean, any criminal started probably somewhere small, but then rose up doing those bad things.
Exactly.
That's the interesting about it. It does, you know, it portrays, you know, crime, this lifestyle, you know, it has its benefits, but it has its major consequences. His freaking sister, and spoiler, you know, his sister tries to shoot at him at the end, doesn't she?
Yeah, she tries to shoot at him because he's so freaking hurt because he killed Manny, and he broke her literally. She had nothing left to do.
So I guess, yeah, so we talked about how he started off, so this is actually, I love how it connected it to to the actual historical events when Castro sent a bunch of Cubans over to Florida, and, you know, he definitely sent a good amount of criminals too.
Yeah, he just sent them there.
But that was definitely not accidentally on purpose, right, guys? It was totally a fluke. It definitely was not on purpose, right?
Yeah, it wasn't on purpose.
But in Tony, you know, he starts off small. He's living at the Cuban shelter, whatever it is. Starts working at this bum restaurant. Then he gets a job with his bro, and that job turned out really good, didn't it, fellas?
Yeah, it had something to do with a chainsaw, and
but he almost died in his first mission too.
Yeah, he almost died.
Talk about famous, like, just cinema scenes, and, you know, in general, just the whole idea of, you know, these criminals and the chainsaw cutting people up in the bathtub.
Yeah, exactly.
And before we go on, I did want to mention something. I want to see if you guys know this. Did you know that this movie is actually a remake?
I know it's a remake. I actually have the original one from the 30s.
Really? Yeah. So, like, when I started watching this, I looked it up, and yeah, it was a remake from 1932.
Yeah,
let me just get it. Let me just get the DVD, honestly. You can continue talking.
Yeah. What do you think about that, Balázs?
I had no idea. I just looked it up, and it actually is. Like, damn.
And so, I guess I'll keep going. So, like, just, the whole idea that these movies, these shows, there it is.
Original, remake from the 30s, and the remake.
Probably the more famous one.
The more famous one. Because let's face it, most people are gonna enjoy the remake more than the original, because it is really hard to watch, like, older cinema. Like, when we are so desensitized and used to these special effects and modern acting and modern storytelling. So when you go
Right.
back in time, you really gotta get in the headspace. Oh, like, now I'm gonna watch an older movie. I know what to expect. I'm not gonna expect anything like that I'm gonna absolutely love, but I am going to expect something that I'm going to mildly enjoy, and you gotta look at it with a different pair of eyes, basically.
It would be hard for some people to watch like this, the 1983 one.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
this movie is 2 hours long.
yeah, it's really long, 2 hours and 50 minutes.
Yeah.
It is
Like I
extremely long.
actually wanted to show it to my roommates, and they didn't like it that much because like one of them didn't like it that much, and we haven't even finished the movie because it was just too long for them.
You know what's funny about the like how we consider the 1931? I mean, it's old. I mean, definitely. But like, if you really think about it, the 83, like the one we're talking about, is over 50 years old now.
That is insane.
Hold on. Let me do.
No. It's not over 50 years old. It's gotta be over 40 years old.
40.
40? Is it 40?
Yeah, I was about to think.
42.
Yeah, it's 40 years old. 42 years old.
Okay. So yeah, I did math wrong. So
You're supposed to be a school teacher.
I am. Hold on. So from the 83 to 31 is 52 years. So yeah. So us, it's not close to there, but it's getting close.
It is getting close.
We're almost length from like the 30s to the 80s, from the 80s to today. We're almost getting there.
Time is
How
scary.
far away?
Time is very scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. So going back to the movie, I would really want to talk about the music, because I think the music in this movie is fucking awesome.
It is great.
It is composed by Giorgio Moroder, who also made the music for The Neverending Story, which is one of my personal favorite movies. And that guy knows how to make music. Like all the scenes, like when they show the night sky, and also the dramatic scenes. Like he knows exactly where or how to compose for those scenes. I think his music is beautiful.
Right.
It really is the movie.
It really does.
Interestingly, before we started, I'm looking at it right now. A couple things. So, do you guys remember the comedian in the nightclub before somebody tries to shoot at Tony?
Yeah,
That's where he goes.
I remember him.
So, the comedian that was playing, his name was Richard Belzer, and I know him like he was on Law and Order SVU for years.
Yeah.
As one of the detectives. So it was interesting to see a young version of him in something like that, not being a cop.
Yeah, well, exactly.
And then the scene I was talking about, so Tony's in the club, like his boss puts a hit on him, right?
Yeah, he wants him gone.
Because he's being too I mean, let's be honest here, he was acting a little too high and mighty.
Yeah, that's the thing about him. He acts like nobody can hurt him. He acts like he rules the world. And I guess
is definitely the most braggadocious movie character you think you would ever see.
Yeah, and sometimes you gotta have that mindset in order to get somewhere. Like, if you know what you're worth, then go on and get what you're worth. But you gotta find the balance of being nice and having that mindset, because I don't think there is that many scenes where it's actually like having a genuine conversation with a person. He always has to be better than the other person. He always has to one-up them.
And that is super common for just criminals.
Yeah.
Right? They always, I mean, like Tony Soprano says in The Sopranos all the time, he's got to put on a face all the time, right? Because he's a mob boss. He's a criminal. He does criminal activities. But he's got to pretend, he works in waste management. That's his official job title.
Oh, yeah.
He goes out to the guys he's about to whack. Oh, hey, how you doing? I mean, that's just a criminal. You got to put on an act. You got to be, I'm the best. I'm the best. You can't touch me.
You gotta push it to the limit.
And that's one of the that's one of the things that breaks people like that. They're fake. they got to put on an act all the time.
Yeah, and I feel like that is very accurate with Tony Montana and all the other, like, I was envisioning the scene in the bathtub where he's just like acting like he rules the world, he rules everything, and he disrespects his best friend and his wife multiple times. And that's like, you don't have to be that way to the people closest to you.
So let's talk about the wife character real quick.
So he meets her at a club, and he's what the fuck was the character's name? His wife.
His boss's wife. Basically.
It's his boss's wife, and he tries to be with her because he wants to be the boss. He wants to have the wife. So he tries to flirt with her sometimes, kinda wins her over, and then he gets her completely when he's forced to kill the boss after he put the hit on him. So he kinda scores her, removes Tony from... Or, no, I can't remember the name of the character.
Frank. His name was Frank.
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 Yeah, thank you. So we are moving...
So he knows me fairly well. You know I don't like to be a very negative Nancy, but man, what a bitch.
She is a bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, pardon my language, but man, that...
Yeah.
Man, who Michelle Pfeiffer?
What?
Who was playing... The actress who played her, wasn't that Michelle Pfeiffer?
Yeah, I'll look it up real fucking quickly. Yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'd recognize her. She's a great actress, but man, like, I mean, she played a good character. I mean, she played it well. It's just that character's a butthole.
That's kind of the same with Tony Montana. So match made in heaven, I guess.
Yeah. Oil and water.
Oh yeah, oil and water. Just so much as shake it, they're never gonna mix.
And so we've just been talking about how Tony's this, and that, and it pretty much kind of comes to bite him at the end, because Balázs happens towards the end.
Yeah, please.
He doesn't want to kill the guy that Sosa tells him to do, and then, you know, he thinks we will run for him, and then
that's probably that's probably the most famous scene of the entire movie. Like, say hello to my left friend. That scene is incredible. Like, he just has enough. This is after he killed Manny. His sister has been murdered. His wife has left him. He's got nothing left. So he just fucking snorts up the cocaine, drinks, and goes out there to kill everyone. And I feel like that is a pretty badass scene, and it's a pretty badass way for that character to go out. Like, he wasn't gonna go out without a fight, and man, did he put up a fight.
Yeah, he did. He definitely did.
The famous scene is, "Say hello, my little friend." And it kind of reminded me, like, just when I was watching this, like, a lot of famous lines came from this movie. That one, and then the other big one was, "Say the night to the bad guy."
Oh yeah, that scene is also pretty interesting.
That scene is perfect. Like, I love that scene.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, that scene is so good. Like, this is after he had an argument with his wife, who pretty much breaks up with him, I guess. And he gets up and, like, just, you gotta have a bad guy so you can feel better about yourself.
So you can point your fucking fingers.
Yeah, exactly. That seems perfect. Like,
Yeah.
and it just goes to show how great of an actor Al Pacino is.
You know, yes.
Yeah, he's the GOAT. He's my favorite actor right now.
Wrong. I mean, this was still during the time, you know, where minorities like Cubans, if something bad was happening, "Oh, those damn Cubans, it's their fault." So he's technically not wrong in his statement. I mean, you need a bad guy, and it's me. I'm the bad guy.
It's great
Need
social.
somebody-
It's great social commentary, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I found it pretty interesting that Al Pacino, an Italian actor or Sicilian actor, plays a Puerto Rican, and he also plays a Puerto Rican in Donnie Brasco.
He's Cuban, right? He's not Puerto Rican.
You know, sorry. He's Cuban in this one. He's Puerto Rican in Carlitos Way and Donnie Brasco.
Right. So that is I mean, I was going to mention that, but I'm glad someone else did, because yeah, that is definitely something like people would gripe about today.
Yeah.
But then some would argue, well, that's acting, right? Is being somebody that you're technically not.
Yeah. And it's fucking Al Pacino. Who the hell cares?
It is Al Pacino.
And I was talking about another Al Pacino movie, Carlitos Way, is probably, for me personally, a better movie, just because the character is a little bit more likable, while still maintaining this Al Pacino acting, which he brought to Scarface. He brings that to Carlitos Way as well, but he has that side of humanity to him in that movie. We see multiple scenes in that movie where he's nice to his wife, and he genuinely cares about his best friend. It's like the opposite of Scarface. And I kind of found that interesting to mention, because those two movies are Al Pacino's most famous, except for The Godfather, obviously, but those two movies.
I have to watch. I never saw the other one you talked about, but I have to watch it.
Carlitos Way. It's a very good movie.
So I did want to bring up that. So like this movie came out in 1983, and the reviews for it at the time were actually mixed.
Yeah. I heard that.
So
it could have.
So most of them were mixed. They had a couple, like there were positives, but there were some negative ones too. So like most of the praise was obviously for the acting. That was always good. But I want you guys to guess, what's the biggest critique they had about this movie?
I would probably guess that it has something to do with how they portray Cubans.
Not necessarily. No, not necessarily. So one of the big things was obviously the violence.
This is still pretty early, right? So I don't think people were used to violence going to that extreme.
Especially, this was 1983. Like slasher movies were still kind of in its infancy.
Yeah.
Like Friday the 13th came out a few years ago. Halloween. So usually, like if there was that type of gore in movies, they were usually like not as big, and they were horror movies.
Yeah.
It's probably nothing on this level of gore in something like this.
Yeah.
And the other big complaint was something we already talked about, was the length time.
Yeah. I was about to say, like, I feel like you could make this movie in 1.5 hours and still get the exact same message across. Kinda. Or what do you think about that, Balázs? Do you think you can make this movie in like 1.5 hours?
It just fleshes out the character more in this form. Like you can see every little thing about Tony and how his relationship with his friends, his family, his boss, his wife, and I think it works better for me and in this longer format because it just really shows everything and fleshes out the whole story.
Yeah, that was good actually. Thank you for that.
And then probably the other big critique I just looked at it was apparently a lot of people found that the movie had a lack of depth for a crime boss, especially like as Tony.
Please explain.
So many critics at the time found that the film to be a bloated, violent, and ultimately shallow portrayal of the criminal underworld. One critic wrote for the New York Magazine, calling it an empty, bullying, overblown B movie.
I feel like I don't know crime, but I feel like this movie is realistic in a way.
Yeah, like I don't think that many mob bosses are that complex people. Like you can see in other movies. Like I think Tony is actually a little more accurate to the actual people.
So interestingly, I don't agree with that. I think he is like Tony Montoya is a good, but there are definitely I can think of one particular crime boss media that's definitely more complex than Tony Montoya. The only problem is he's not a movie crime boss. It's somebody I've already mentioned.
You're talking about Sopranos, right?
Tony Soprano.
Tony Soprano.
And I understand like the disadvantage because like Sopranos is a TV series, so you have more. But if you want like like compared to somebody like Tony Soprano, who I think is a great representation of a not only just like just a crime boss, a crime leader. I think he's probably a better example than Tony Montoya, but then again, that's a show.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do kind of wish, like now I'm thinking about it, I do wish it would have shown him Tony more like experiencing, like more getting more into his head, not just showing him, blah, blah, blah. I wish it would have showed him more kind of like seeing more of the screws kind of going on, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that. But I guess that's what the other movies have given us. Kinda. There is a lot of crime movies.
There is a lot of crime movies. Let's see: Godfather, Goodfellas, American Gangster.
You haven't mentioned my favorite yet. My absolute favorite crime movie of all time is Casino. I think that movie is awesome. Martin Scorsese's Casino is fucking good.
Another crime movie. Let's see. About Black Christmas 2019. That movie's not a crime movie. It's a crime of a movie.
Yeah, that movie is so freaking awful. It makes the 2006 remake seem like it makes the 2006 movie look like The Godfather in comparison to that movie.
And that's a movie where people eat eyeballs.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting how that movie has the only thing they share are the titles, and the three movies are three completely different movies.
Very much. Going back to Scarface, let's. Are there any lasting things you want to talk about Scarface? Because obviously it's a classic, and then like Tony Montoya now, he's like a symbol for like honestly crime or just like being. I mean, like Balázs mentioned earlier. I mean, he's mentioned or used as symbols of hip hop.
Yeah.
How many people have you seen recreate the movie poster, the black and the white?
Oh, it's.
I've also seen a leather jacket with the poster of the movie on its back, and it looks so fucking cool. Like, I've seen that in a music video of Freddie Gibbs. I think he's also a gangster in a gangster rap video clip. Yeah, so it really. And also Al Pacino told about it in an interview. I'm not sure if this is Al Pacino, but someone related to the movie said, like, they told about these mixed reviews when the movie came out. And after in the 90s, because of hip hop culture, it really became a classic because they embraced it, and it became the classic we know it as today.
It's probably one of the better rags to riches movies probably ever.
Yeah, I feel like most people will say that this is like the quintessential crime movie. Like, when people think of crime movies, they think of Scarface, they think of Tony Montana. Even though I think the character is despicable, that is probably why he's so freaking famous.
Well, that's what makes him a good character. He's not like, oh, he's got a good heart inside, even though he's a crime boss.
No,
like,
he doesn't.
He doesn't have a good heart. He's a criminal. He kills people. He sells people drugs. He's not a good person.
That is actually pretty interesting. That you're meant to hate a person like that. You're not meant to be like, I wanna be that. It really shows like the downfall of a character too, like what can happen. And that no one stays on the top forever.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. There's gonna be someone bigger and badder than you no matter what.
No matter what you do. And that's just the world they live in.
That is crime. Somebody out there is gonna be faster than you in shooting. Somebody's gonna want something that you have, and they're gonna take it. That is crime. Your best friends betray you. That is the world of crime. It's gonna bite you in the butt at the end, no matter what. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned, like Scarface and a lot of these movies, like especially crime movies, like it proves that like a movie or any like media, like the protagonist does not have to be a good guy. It does not have to. They do not have to be a good person. Scarface, Sopranos, and like Tony Soprano, heck no.
Yeah, exactly.
I wish more movies would be more like that. They'd show like they don't have to be good guys. They can be interesting characters.
Yeah, and now I think the world is too politically correct to even dare to attempt to make a movie like that. I feel like people would be so offended, no matter if the character is a black person, if it's a white person, if it's an Asian person. Like everyone is gonna find something to brag about, because at the end of the day, it's movies and it's
art.
And if you chose to view that art piece as offensive, that's your problem, not the person making the art.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like, you didn't like my movie? Well, maybe I didn't make the movie for you then, because there's a hell of a lot more persons who love the movie.
Make your own movie.
Yeah, make your own movie if you were so offended by it.
Okay, how do I do it? Well, get a bunch of money. Well, I don't have that. Well, it sucks to be you then.
Yeah, you gotta really, if you know what you're gonna do it, and it's gonna be just fine.
Yeah.
So, no one stays on the top forever. I feel like that is a pretty great quote to end this video, and with the video ending, we usually rate the movie from 1 to 10. So, Balázs, how would you rate Scarface?
For me, it's obviously 10 out of 10. Like, this is my favorite movie all time, and I just can't find anything wrong with it for me, so it's a 10.
For me personally, I feel like I would give the movie like an 8 out of 10, just because it's a good movie. I feel like the movie executes exactly what it wants to be, but it's not entertaining to watch. After the whole montage, the push it to the limit montage, the movie really dives into the more sad and reality of crime, and while it's realistic, it's not entertaining to watch really. It's just misery and death. And so that's why it's not a 10 out of 10 for me. It's an 8 out of 10 for me.
I think I'm gonna piggyback off Heat a little bit. I'm gonna go with an 8 out of 10 too. It's a really good movie. It's just long. It's a long movie.
Yeah, that too.
Not like Kevin Costner or Peter Jackson level long, but it takes a minute to watch it. Just a minute or two. But still a good movie. 8 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, it's a very good movie.
So on that note, this has been Movie Talk with Heat and Noah.
Featuring Balázs Biró. I
Yes,
will
please.
link some of your music in the description, and I don't know, just message me which one the link and I'll link it.
Okay.
Yeah, so thank you for joining the show, and we'll see you in the next episode.
We will see you next time.
See ya.
Peace.
Peace out, motherfuckers.